it's Mike, your host at Craft Beer Storm. How are you doing today? And it's Wednesday, so we have beer styles. So what we do is we go down the Great American Beer Festival list of styles, and we we take one a week, and we just talk about the origins, the color, the grains that go into it, what glasses serve it in, examples of the style. And before we get to our style this week, please go on iTunes if you like what we're doing. Go on iTunes, give us a rating, give us a review. That's the only way we get up in the rankings. There's some podcasts out there that are, haven't been published since 2015, and they're still ranking. I don't understand why. It's wacky, but I do 3 a week, okay? So go on and give me a rating, give me a review, and it'd be awesome. Tell a friend, tell 10 friends. Okay, this week we have Vienna-Style Lager. That is our style. And we have a description courtesy of Beer Advocate. It was named after the city which it originated. A traditional Vienna Lager is brewed using a 3-step decoction boiling process. Now, what's a decoction? Decoction mashing is a way to conduct multi-step mashes without adding additional water or applying heat to the mash tun. And when we mash is we heat water up to a certain temperature, transfer it into a vessel, and then we just introduce the grain in. The grain has been already milled, and you introduce the grain in. It steeps in that water, and it converts the starch to sugar, which is what we want. We want sugar for the yeast. So we extract that sugar water out, boil it, and then we cool it down, transfer it to a fermenter, and then we pitch the yeast, and there it goes. The yeast attacks that sugar and converts it to alcohol and CO2. CO2 comes out, alcohol stays in, and there you go. You start your beer process. Magic happens. So decoction, it involves removing about a third of the mash to another pot where it is heated to conversion temperature and then boiled and returned to the mash tun. So they play around with the temperature of it. And many brewers believe that the boiling of the mash gives the beer a flavor profile that cannot be achieved otherwise. So, and it worked. This is delicious. Munich, Pilsner, Vienna, and dextrin malts are used in this beer, as well as some wheat in some cases. Its color readily falls between pale amber and medium amber. There should be a reddish hue to examples of the style. Noble hops are used subtly, with the resulting beer having a crisp quality, a toasty flavor, and some residual caramel-like sweetness. Vienna Lager and German Märzen have much in common. Although Austrian in origin and rare these days, some classic examples come from Mexico, such as Dos Equis Amber, the result of 19th century brewers immigrating from Austria. So brewers came from Austria, went to Mexico, made Dos Equis Amber. There you go. The color is copper to reddish brown. Clarity. Appearance should be bright, and chill haze should not be present. Perceived malt aroma and flavor. They're characterized by malty aroma and light malt sweetness, which should have a lightly toasted malt character. Perceived hop aroma and flavor, very low to low, derived from noble type hops. Perceived bitterness, low to medium low, and clean and crisp. The body is medium. ABV is low. It's 3.8 to 4.3%. Glassware, would you serve it in? It's a Pilsner glass. It's typically a tall, slendered, and tapered 12-ounce glass, which is, it promotes the head, and it just shows off the beauty of this beer. It's not an over-the-top beer, but it's a great, drinking beer. It has a lot of flavor. So examples, courtesy of Beer Advocate at beeradvocate.com. The big boy, Samuel Adams, Boston Lager from Boston Beer Company. And this was described in Jim Cook's book, Quench Your Own Thirst. It's a great book. It talks about his history, and he had the idea of resurrecting this beer. It was from one of his ancestors. It's brewed by Boston Beer Company, Sam Adams, in Massachusetts. The style is a Vienna Lager, and ABV on it is the 5%. Notes from the brewery: our original beer is full-flavored and with a balance of malty sweetness contrasted by hop spiciness and a smooth finish. Did you know that Jim Koch tastes each batch of Boston Lager to make sure it reaches our high standards? And it won 12 medals at the Great American Beer Festival, and 7 of which were gold. So this is a home run for him. It started the whole Sam Adams, Boston Beer Company movement. And he's at a great point today. They're all over the place and still making great beer. He's very passionate about beer. He's a good guy. We need Jim. We need you on the podcast. Come on. If someone knows Jim, get him on. Connect me. Let's do it. Hey, next one. Elliot Ness from Great Lakes Brewing Company, who's making delicious beer. Elliot Ness is really good. I had that as well. Brewed by Great Lakes Brewing Company, and they're located in Ohio. The style is a Vienna Lager. The ABV is 6.1%. Notes from the brewery: admittingly a bit of a paradox to name our Amber Lager for history's most famous agent of prohibition. But it's a smooth, malty, and dare we say, arresting paradox. The flavor almost, quote-unquote, untouchably smooth, armed with a lightly toasted malts and noble hops. And this has been in the World Beer Championships. It won 12 times, 12-time award winner since 1995. And it won gold and silver. So that's another delicious beer, Elliot Ness, from Great Lakes Brewing Company. And these are 2 great beers. And this style, Vienna-Style Lager, is an excellent beer. If you haven't had it, get out and try it. Boston Lager, Sam is all over the place. So go to your local restaurant, pub, and get a pint and enjoy it. All right, so that's all we have for today. Please go on iTunes, give us a rating and review. Tell a friend, tell 10 friends. And we will see you on Friday. Okay, take care.